Hello everybody, welcome to a World of Warships battle, and today's battle is the Tier 6 Tech Tree battleship, Japanese battleship, the Fuso. The Fuso is, well, it's the successor to the Congo, and I have to say the first time around I went from the Kawachi, which I quite liked, strangely enough, I was new back then, to the Isijuchi, which wasn't too bad. To the Congo, which was fantastic with great mobility and speed, to the Fuso, which was an entanglement of 6 turrets and as slow as anything, and it was quite a shock. So the Fuso is a ship that I have not played for a long time, and I quite like playing historical ships, and the Fuso is definitely a historical ship. However, I won it back in a recent crate from some of these, having completing some of these missions. And so I have the Fuso back on board, and it sat there for a while until I thought, well, it's Tier 6 season, so let's see how we do with the Fuso. So there have been a few games, because it is something to get used to. The Fuso reminds me a little bit of a Tier 6 version of the Agincourt. Man, he slowed down, that saved him. Damn. So the other thing about the Fuso is it has poor dispersion. That doesn't, of course, forgive the fact that that was entirely due to poor aim. It does have 2 precise aiming consumables, and it looks like he's stopping. And I've fired those off. Unfortunately, the precise aim consumables are exactly short enough, or that made up for the last salvo, 14,000 damage salvo. Yeah, poor Brooklyn. Of course, our destroyer is toast too. So, on our Molotov. Now that was it's not the destroyer, it's a Molotov. So, unfortunately, my aim was off. So my dispersion allows one of my shots to hit. He fires, sets me on fire. Which, to be fair, until the fire gets to the point where, yeah, if I can heal to replace the damage of the fire, I prefer to use the heal, strangely enough, because if you get 2 or 3 fires, or a fire and a torpedo strike against you, bad aim again, isn't that terrible? I guess that Brooklyn's going to become someone else's problem. So I'm going to select my target as New Mexico. I am keeping the distance open because it is, weirdly enough, more accurate than this New Mexico, although the guns are only 12-inch, so just be aware that you haven't got great penetrating power, and if you're up against something like a Warspite with 16-inch guns, you know, that's a good 33% increase in caliber, so just be aware. So it has 12 guns, which is fantastic, all loaded with a HE. Makes this a devastating ship for any destroyers that decide to do a YOLO, but just be aware that your damage against battleships can be a bit compromised because of the caliber of the guns. And the armor on the Fuso is infamously bad, and the dispersion of the secondaries looks horrific, I've got to say. So here he is, he's turning in. I'm trying to keep all 6 guns, but keep a reasonable angle on him. Beautiful, the way the dispersion dropped half of my shells into the ocean. Those fish definitely learned their lesson. So it's me against this New Mexico, although he's severely wounded, and I've managed to keep most of my health going. I've forgotten which way I'm going, so I'm steering the opposite direction, so I'm not getting all my guns on target, which is actually a real problem, because the faster I knock him down, the less he shoots back at me, and his shooting back is going to start to hurt, because the difference between his... there we go. Oh, secondaries took him. That's nice. Finally. So, yeah, while I was busy mucking around with that New Mexico, the team took down another 4 of the enemy ships. Probably that Brooklyn would have been one of them, because he took quite a pasting before it managed to escape. And let me put it this way, if the Brooklyn isn't one of those ships, and one of these 3 remaining cruisers is that extremely low slither of health Brooklyn, the team is in a lot of trouble. So here we've got the Queen Elizabeth. So the Queen Elizabeth's a bit of a different kettle of fish from the New Mexico. The New Mexico is extremely well armoured. The British battleships tend to, well, they have reasonable armour, but they damage tends to sink in a lot easier. So as you can see, I'm getting consistent hits and consistent damage, no bounces. He's obviously going to try and hide behind that island. Now, he'll try and light me up, which is why I'm really glad I kept my my extinguishers. My heel's about to come off cooldown, which I've got enough damage done already that it's probably worth using that straight away. I'm pretty pleased that those torpedoes are coming in, because that last salvo from me did not nearly enough damage as I'd like. So he's taking a bit of a pounding. I suspect someone's going to take him out, not me, or it'll be me. Alright, that puts me on 69,000 damage done. Here comes this Nuremberg. All I need to do is, I've got one precise aiming left. I just need to precise aim at the right spot. We wait for the guns to count down. We've cooked it off because we know we've got a one shot, and we're basically going to that's a bit of a harder angle. He's turning away, and we'll see if we can get those in, but the torpedoes take him, and that leaves us with one ship. And what am I going to do with this one ship? So unfortunately, their turret traverse on the Fuso is bad enough that I've decided that I'm going to turn the whole ship. I can take the punishment. I've got the team, we've got the game in the bag. Even if I go down, that's not the end of the world. And it's another Queen Elizabeth, wouldn't you believe it? So he's lit on fire, which is no fun for him, and he's about to get, as my guns come on steam, I'll just keep pumping the shots out. 73,000. There's not enough hit points left in the game for a large caliber, but we do take the extra kill for the Iron Fortress. So the Fuso, yeah, it's a ship that requires a bit of care and tact, because it's not particularly mobile. It's easy to get, if you get the guns mixed up and you've got half of them facing one side, half of them facing the other, good luck unfouling that mess. Its 12-inch guns are a bit underpowered, but there are, well, 12 of them, so that makes up for it. Yeah, it has its place. It can be a good ship to play, but the historical camo looks lovely, so if you're into historical camo, definitely get that. So 2 citadels, 3 kills, 79 main battery hits. Yeah, that's the tier 6 Japanese tech tree battleship, the Fuso. Thanks for watching, and